Hello everyone, welcome to the first edition of the Map of Europe series. The map I will be looking at today is Arrowsmith's Map of Europe, first published circa 1880 and hand-laid on cloth here. Today we are going to be looking at the red countries on this map, and that's the format we are going to be taking, looking at the entirety of this map here. As you can see, there are multiple colors. So we have blue, yellow, red, purple, sort of a orangey color. Yeah, that is it. So we have blue, yellow, orange, red, and purple. So 5 colors. So there will be 5 videos. Well, maybe more than 5 for the more than 1 for the orange, since it contains Russia, which is very, very large. But today we are going to be focusing on and examining the red countries. So there are 3 red countries. We have the United Kingdom, Germany, and Serbia. We're going to be starting in the northwest with the United Kingdom of England, Scotland, and Wales. Starting off here, we have the capital city of London here in England, and we have up here in Scotland, we have the capital Edinburgh, and here we have the other major city of Glasgow. Moving west, we have the island of Ireland, and we have the capital here, Dublin. So obviously at this point in 1880, Ireland was one country under London's rule, not separated into Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland as it is today. And so, sticking with England here, some of the features: we have the River Thames coming out of here, we have the Isle of Wight down here, we have Land's End here, the westernmost point here, and we have here the city of Hull and York. We have Sheffield, Manchester, and Birmingham. We have the city of Cardiff in Wales, St George's Channel here, and the Irish Sea. Another little area is the Isle of Man here. Now continuing to go north, we have Newcastle and Sunderland. And we have the Firth of Forth, Moray Firth, and we have the Orkney Islands here, made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 visible islands on this here. And moving continually north, we have the Shetland Islands just off the coast of Norway. But we have the Shetland Islands here, the northernmost point of the British Isles, bordering the North Sea and the Atlantic Ocean up north here. See, there is not much further to the Arctic Circle here and here. But continuing back down south, we have the Western Isles here, some islands of here, and then we have Cape Clare here in Ireland, and Galway Bay here, Tory Island in Wales. We have the Bristol Channel and the River Severn continuing all the way up here. continuing round like that. We have Salisbury and Southampton, and Portsmouth, Dover here, and the Strait of Dover. Here we have the English Channel. That is the British Isles, pretty well summed up. Well, we have Liverpool there. Little fun fact: Liverpool was the city that the Titanic was going to and from, along with New York, and along with the Mauritania, actually, which got America involved in World War One. So that is the British Isles. Moving on now to Germany. Now Germany sits in Central Europe. It's the central part of what is now classified as Western Europe. But we see here it is much larger than its present day. The present day border runs somewhere along here with Poland here, but the borders along the rest of the countries with Austria and modern day Czechia here being roughly what the modern borders are today. But as you can see, it is a lot bigger, expanding to the north here with Denmark. The border should be about here in modern day, so they have a little bit more in 1880 than they do today. But Germany is a very big country at this point, very large industrial power. Obviously, moving towards World War One, the arms race and the navy race, as some call it, with Great Britain. But Great Britain won, obviously, and won World War One. But before this, we have Germany here, starting off with the capital here of Berlin. And then moving along, we have the River Ruhr and Mecklenburg here. Holstein here. We have the island of Rügen here, this one, quite small, but still relevant. And we have these red lines here. These don't appear anywhere else on this map, but they outline the different counties. So we have Saxony here in this one, this line here. We have the city of Dresden there, and then we have the county of Bavaria, known in the international community as the area who would like to break away and become independent from modern day Germany. We have that here, Bavaria here, and the main city is Munich here. And then we have the county here of Württemberg here, a smaller one, but a strange border, and their main city is Stuttgart. We have the little area here of the Rhine, here the industrial area, and here we have the river Rhine, which flows from the Swiss Alps all the way down, continuing along through the Rhine with the city of Mamf here on the banks of the river Rhine, continuing northwest, and then into Amsterdam here, and going through Amsterdam in the Netherlands. In Amsterdam here, it pops up just south of Amsterdam, near The Hague, down there, near southern Holland, which is these southern Holland there and Holland here. so just south of southern Holland. Moving north now, we have Rhine, Prussia here, this line here, and then moving across we have Coburg and Frankfurt on this river here, and then we have the river Elbe, which, apologies if I do not pronounce that right, E-L-A, Ile, river Ile here. River Elbe is the main one running through Hamburg, which continues along here and down, and then continues along into Bohemia, through along here, then up, and the source is here. But continuing east of Berlin into the area of Prussia here, this, when it created this state of Germany, this area here on these borders was the much more connected and centralized one. This area of modern Germany was a scattered states left over from the Holy Roman Empire, which then collapsed, and these many microstates which made up this area connected with this area of the much more connected Prussia, which had much more of a national identity. So we have the Pongerina here, this little area here, and here we have the city of Danzig, which has a long history, the site of the fabled Polish corridor, which was the catalyst for World War II, which started off Germany's policy of Danzig and war, which was given to them, but then they invaded Poland, and Britain, France, Russia got involved, and yeah, Poland, it was the starting point for everything. So Danzig here, and the Gulf of Danzig, we have many spits here of land where the sediment has been continued to push off the edge. Here you see this area continues off the edge of this mainland here, so the sediment has continued to be pushed off like that, and the same here like that, and the same here like that. One of the natural beauties of this area of Prussia and now Poland. And Kaliningrad here, modern day Kaliningrad, roughly here. But then continuing on looking at Prussia, we have the city of Posen here, and the obviously most of Poland is contained in Russia here, and we have the city of Warsaw in the Russian part. But in the Prussian part, it might get a bit confusing, Poland, Prussia, yes, lots of P's at this point indeed. We have Posen, as I said, we have Breslin, Breslau, we have Breslau here, and we have the river Oder, which continues on and ends in the Baltic Sea here, we have, but it continues all the way back, the river Oder, and continues all the way back near Breslau, and continues into Austria-Hungary, and its source is about there. That is it for Germany. So there it is. the main chunk of Germany. Moving on to the last red country in this map. Oh, yes, the penultimate country. If you call this last surprise country a country, depending on where you are in the world. But this penultimate country is the country of Servia, or as we call it now, Serbia, with a B instead of a V here. It's a very, very small country, but we will mention it anyway. And we have the capital of Nisa here. We have many rivers running through it. We have the river Morawa, yeah, there running through and joining the river Danube. So this nation has its border with Austria-Hungary with the Danube River, and its border with Romania or Moldova, depending on what you would like to call it. But yes, we have Servia here. Now, moving on to the very, very last country on our list, the country of Cyprus. As you can see, it is very small and apologies, I had to sneeze. Sorry, the pollen is coming out where I am, and I have quite bad hay fever, so I will try and suppress this, but apologies if I do not. But here we have the island of Cyprus, a little bastion from the Ottoman Empire, here, and here, but it's on its own here, the little island, near to the city of Tripoli, but it is sitting here, pretty close to the modern borders, except for the Turkish occupation of northern Cyprus along roughly this line, with the UN peacekeeping forces taking either side of the line as a safe zone, and the capital city of Nicosia, the southern side, supported by Greece, modern day Greece, is the officially recognized Cypriot area, but in 1880 it was a united island again, not fought over by Turkey or Greece at this point, but nicely united under one rule. And we don't have many cities here. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, one of them being Bafo, Limassol, and Marantia, I don't know how to say that, but it's surrounded by sea on all sides, and is one of the, I think, the only nation to have the shape of the nation and the island, for this example, on its flag. Look it up. The shape of the island is on its flag. But that is the last nation for the red nations. Now, moving on to this little end segment, which is the border segment. And this is where we have a look at which nation wins with how many other nations it borders. So, moving on in the same order we did, where we examined it, we will look at Great Britain and the British Isles. So, it borders through the sea, 1, 2, 3 during sea, but through land, which is what we will count on this channel, they border no countries. So, sorry Great Britain, you are not winning this episode. Moving on to Germany, here, there we go. They border quite a few countries. We have 1 here, Denmark, 2 here we have the Netherlands. 3 here we have Belgium. 4 here we have Luxembourg. 5 here we have France. 6 here we have Switzerland. 7 here, all the way along the longest one, I think, with Austria-Hungary. And 8 here with Russia. So Germany has 8, looking very good for Germany. Moving on to Servia. There we go. So they border 1 along the Danube with Austria-Hungary, 2 with Turkey or the Ottoman Empire, 3 with Bulgaria here, and 4 with Moldova here. So they only have 4. So the winner for this episode, although not both world wars, is Germany. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this first episode of Arrowsmith's map of Europe, and hopefully you can join me to investigate some more history, geography and geopolitics of the past, present and future again. So I hope you have a very good day, morning, evening, night and week. I will see you again hopefully very soon. Goodbye.